Hi, everybody. We're here once again at MARZ. I'm Cory. I am on camera now.
And I'm back here.
Jay's back there, also on camera. So, yeah, we're getting to make full use of our limited space that we have in our larger space right now. Jay's in the control room. I'm out in the studio. And in lieu of just talking like we've been talking the last few times, I thought we'd actually make something again today. So I have my computer set up, and I'm going to poke around in Ableton, if that sounds all right with y'all. Better be, because it's my stream. You're stuck here with me and Jay.
Yep.
So, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do today, so I opened up Ableton, and we're just poking around, and it was like, I wanted to try something that I hadn't done before, because there's still a bunch of effects in Live 11 that I have not gotten to know yet. So I decided I just sat down and started donking around and found a pretty interesting sound that I thought was kind of cool. You got this kind of cool, like it's very almost like a pure sine wave kind of a thing. But you get these sort of like inharmonic overtones from time to time. Almost sounds like a bell or like a... super weird. So I want to show you how I got that. It's like an incredibly easy sound to make. It takes advantage of, well, actually, it takes advantage of, you're hearing only a new Ableton audio effect called the spectral resonator, which I have pulled up over here. I might need to zoom this display a little bit. Does that look a little small to y'all? Yeah, let's get this a little bigger. Better. Oh yeah. Cool. I wouldn't keep this zoomed in normally when working on a small laptop screen like this. Look at you.
I forgot to switch the input of the...
Right. So yeah, like I said, I wouldn't normally keep my screen this cramped looking, but so y'all can see it. It's helpful. So I have a really basic effects chain set up here. I'll walk you through what I did to create the sound, and then we'll play around with it and make some weird music with it. So I wanted to start with like processing a really simple sound. This is kind of a fun strategy. You know, we've spent a lot of time tweaking, like I've shown you a bunch of synth parameters. We made some pretty wacky sounds on hardware and software synths in here. But I thought it'd be cool to get some stuff going where it was like the effects were doing the heavy lifting. That's kind of a mode of working that I'm used to, coming from producing kind of weird abstract music. When you're looking for inventive sounds, thinking outside the box is always good. So,
Cory.
Yes, sir.
You might want to watch your
Yeah.
headphone cord.
Let's pop this guy
Can it
off
like
to the side.
tuck underneath or something? Oh, there you go.
So, anyways, here's the default sound as it is. I've got some reverb on there. So, this is a straight up sine wave with a little decaying envelope. Because I wanted to like be able to interact with it that way, just like tap a note. I could like turn up the sustain here, and we could get some tones, but again, I want this sound to start and get out of the way and let the effects do their thing. So I have this kind of like little sine pluck, if you want to call it something like that. So then I'm feeding this thing into the spectral resonator. This is a new effect built on Max for Live and then brought into Ableton as like a native effect in this version. Let me see if I can explain what it does. I just started messing with it. So basically the idea of this thing is that it's basically like it's called spectral resonator, right? So it's kind of like a reverb or resonator effect where it takes notes and then spits out a spectrum of sound around it. So with the default settings, which is here, my sound becomes this. That's pretty interesting. We have, oh yeah, this guy is, it's mapping to a specific note. So that's interesting. So it's taking this 110 hertz note and then feeding my playing through the overtones of 110 hertz. So like it kind of sounds like I'm just like playing all these different notes, but they like that's not C and C sharp. It's just like sort of exciting the resonator. So I found this really interesting effect. The thing that got me excited about it though is that this doesn't have to be fixed. It can be MIDI controlled. Well, actually, I guess first off, it can be set to an actual note. So I want to do is you can do kinds of wacky stuff. But I think it's more interesting when you MIDI control the thing. So here, I can take MIDI input from this very track, and now my MIDI input controls the spectrum in the spectral resonator. So it's you can hear it's different now. My pluck is all plucky, has that real hard start. When I turn this on, it kind of like kills the attack. It's kind of fun. Almost like a flute. Like a flute sound of some kind. So you can do all kinds of weird stuff with it. Where I got with this earlier was putting it in polyphonic mode so that I can play chords with it. And then I figured out turning up the decay gave me this kind of washy sounds. It's almost Rhodes-like, but it's not. Oh, you don't know what that is, do you? Let me play you a Rhodes sound. A Rhodes is a...
It was a mic sound.
Oh, you heard a mic sound?
Yeah.
No explanation there.
Hello? Testing?
Am I
Yeah,
still
I don't
on?
know what that was. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm not hearing it, so...
Yeah, it was on my end.
Sucks to be y'all. I guess since I said Rhodes, and I might as well just explain what I mean real quick. Rhodes is a famous kind of electric piano. Sounds like this. Obviously, it doesn't sound just like a Rhodes. So, like, if we found a setting that sounded a little cooler than that, where's that one? There's got to be a Rhodes. Oh yeah, here it is. J, that ticking sound is coming from the vinyl sim in here. That's not the sound happening again. So this is the sound of like a Rhodes electric piano. Fed through a bunch of distortion. So we're not going anything that distorted, but we're getting this like this sort of like keyboard thing. But there's more here. Here's a sound I figured out earlier. I just love this thing. It's so weird. It's got this like inharmonicity about it that I just love. So how did I achieve that? One of the things I did was using the stretch control. So I stretched and shifted the harmonics. So here's the normal harmonics. If you stretch them, you get these kind of weird things. I just love this. It's the strangest little sound. So I did a little stretching. I liked how it sounded part of the way, but not all the way. Yeah. And then I shifted the spectrum up an octave. What a strange sound. I didn't try down an octave. What does that sound like? Like not much. Okay. There's a reason I didn't do that, I guess. So into this sound. So I also got some modulation going on too. You can you hear that? So this is the wander parameter. So it's a moving my spectrum around a little bit every time I retrigger a note. So that's kind of fun. So the spectrum, like I'm gonna set it, so the spectrum is always a little out of tune with what I'm playing. In music, a little out of tune is great. We love a little out of tune. Perfectly in tune is kind of boring. So we're looking for interesting sounds. Yeah, so I have some decay going. Oh yeah, I tried this thing too. I have it transposed down. Let's try -5. And then blending this in with the dry signal. Woo-hoo-hoo! I like that. It's like the most convincing steel pan I've ever synthed up. Not so much in that octave though. Anyways. So I want to make some music though today. I've been listening to a lot of Fortet lately, and he uses a lot of these kinds of textures. So I'm like thinking about that kind of thing. So I want to